What's up, you guys? Today is Tuesday, October 30th, 2018. As always, I'm excited to get into some of the news today. In particular, I really do want to talk about this. Before we get into it, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, here we go. So this article was posted 3 hours ago on CCN. It's titled Bitcoin's Patient Zero. Crypto is an intellectual experiment that may fail, but probably won't. So I do want to spend some time looking at this article and kind of give my opinions on this. So it says here, crypto is a robust intellectual experiment that could fail. However, it probably won't. That's the assessment of Argentine tech entrepreneur Wences Casares, the founder of Zappo, a Bitcoin wallet provider based in Palo Alto, California. So he's quoted here as saying on Bloomberg, we are living through a really interesting intellectual experiment. And it's going on right in front of our noses. It may work and it may not work. In either case, it's interesting that it's happening right now, so it's worthwhile paying attention. Absolutely agree with that. I saw a meme the other day of kind of like Noah's Ark, and they likened crypto holders or crypto investors to Noah and everybody that refused to get on the boat, I guess, to people who were refusing to pay attention to cryptocurrency. And I really liked that illustration of it because I do really think, to blindly dismiss it without even looking into it is such an injustice. And I think it's really silly. I think people that are maybe not even spending 15 minutes per week looking into cryptocurrency news or anything like that, I really feel like people like that are missing out, and they're going to miss out. If 2017 wasn't a wake-up call, I don't know what is. And I think for the most part, I think people just haven't really looked into it. Otherwise, they'd be more ecstatic and they'd be more excited. Because I definitely do think the people that have put in a little bit of time into researching crypto have become very interested, and they're the ones sticking around. It's a very captivating space, and the more you know, the more interesting it is. And the more likely you're going to be bullish long-term on the technology here. So Casares has been nicknamed Bitcoin's Patient Zero for his role in boosting crypto's profile in Silicon Valley, where Zappo is based. Zappo, which claims to be the world's most secure Bitcoin wallet, stores about $10 billion in Bitcoin in underground vaults across 5 continents. Zappo is backed by LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman and former Goldman Sachs investment banker Mike Novogratz. Both Hoffman and Novogratz are cryptocurrency evangelists. So there are 2 more sections of this, and I do want to cover both of them. So it says here, it could take years for crypto to succeed. Casares has persuaded fellow Silicon Valley millionaires and billionaires to buy Bitcoin by convincing them that crypto is the currency of the future. This is a sentiment echoed by Twitter billionaire Jack Dorsey, as CCN has reported, and it's sentiment that is echoed by thousands of people across the space as well. Someday it'll probably be tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and then millions, but one step at a time. We're still so early on here. When asked how we could speak so flippantly about an industry he works in, Casares said it's irresponsible to not be brutally honest. And what he means by that is that it's possible that it could not work. It's possible that cryptocurrency doesn't pan out. Now, I think it's important to note with anything, there's good and bad, and there's the possibility of it succeeding or failing. So you're just being rational here, saying, yeah, it could potentially not work. He is saying that he's definitely betting that it will work, but acknowledging the fact that it might not work is definitely really important. So he's also a serial entrepreneur who's on the board of PayPal, saying crypto is an incredibly robust technological experiment, but it could still fail because technology is made by humans and humans are fallible. That said, he believes crypto is more likely to succeed than to fail because digital currencies and blockchain are unique and cutting edge. He says here, we could find something in 10 years that renders the system worthless. It's more likely that will not happen. At this point, the chances of success are better than the chances of failure. So even maybe in like a doom and gloom worst case scenario like that, 10 years down the road, where something potentially is created that makes cryptocurrency worthless, which again, pretty unlikely, but say that would be the case, whether it is 5 or 10 years down the road, even in that worst case scenario, there's still plenty of speculative room to make money in this market before then. The prices are most likely still going to skyrocket in the years leading up to that anyway. So even if you are in this space purely for financial gain, you could still get that out of this space in heaps, like very, very much. You could still 10, 100x your portfolios, even if this technology is a bust 5 to 10 years down the road, which again, I don't believe it is at all. He doesn't believe it is, but he's just acknowledging the possibility, which again, it's a smart thing to do. Always kind of look at everything from every single angle, right? But there's still huge potential even if this thing would fail. And imagine if it wouldn't fail, which is more likely the case in my opinion, that it will not fail. So just imagine the potential there. He says crypto is where the internet was in 1992. Casares says cryptocurrencies today are where the internet was in 92 at its beginning stages. It could take 7 years, 10 or 20 to know if Bitcoin will be successful. 2 of his quotes here, a world in which Bitcoin is successful is a world in which Bitcoin has become 2 things. a global non-political standard of value and its global non-political standard of settlement. And just like we have a non-political standard of weight, we need a non-political standard of value. Going on, he says what's revolutionary about blockchain is that it's decentralized and sovereign. For the first time, we have a computer system that is autonomous and answers to no one. It answers to its own rules and is uncensorable. In other news, 6 hours ago, CCN posted this article titled "Newsflash: Crypto giant Coinbase worth $8 billion will list hundreds of tokens." This was posted by Josiah Wilmoth. Coinbase now ranks among the world's most valuable tech startups following the conclusion of a new funding round. So it said Tuesday that it closed a $300 million Series E funding round led by Tiger Global Management. The Coinbase president and COO Asif Hirji said the company is now valued at more than $8 billion. Speaking with Bloomberg, he said Coinbase did not need the funding, but pursued it for opportunistic reasons, citing company documents. The report states that Coinbase achieved a record $380 million in profit in 2017, and despite the Bitcoin bear market, estimates that profit will grow to $456 million in 2018, with revenue approaching $1.3 billion. The companies interested in investing in us know that this is the next wave of tech innovation. I like this part here. It says, for this round, we simply were not interested in taking investments from firms that didn't have a constructive view of cryptocurrency. This round and the future of crypto in general needs to be about more than asset prices. And so as we all know, I'm sure that Coinbase is going to be adding new cryptocurrencies. It says here, in addition to listing new cryptos, the firm intends to use this financing to further its global expansion plans and add new features and supported cryptos to its institutional platform, which recently received approval from New York regulators to operate as a qualified custodian. So Coinbase is really pushing things ahead. Again, I think this is really important for the space, considering how influential Coinbase really is. For the next piece of news, I wanted to cover this. So this was posted 2 hours ago. Janet Yellen, the former chair of the Federal Reserve, she's continuing to, double down on her criticisms of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency assets here. This article was posted 2 hours ago on CCN by Josiah Wilmoth again. So on Monday at the 2018 Canada FinTech Forum in Montreal, she stated, "It has long been thought that for something to be a useful currency, it needs to be a stable source of value, and Bitcoin is anything but. It's not used for a lot of transactions. It is not a stable source of value and is not an efficient means of processing payments. It's very slow in handling payments, and it has difficulty because of its very decentralized nature." Something tells me that she's probably not keeping up with this space very much. Something tells me that maybe she's not even read an article on Bitcoin since the middle of 2017 or something like that. It says here about supporters arguing crypto is still in its early stage. Granted, I think that goes without saying. It says here comparable to the internet of the 90s, in that it has shown promise while also suffering from growing pains and a suboptimal user experience. It is a little difficult to get into, but that's getting better every single day. Despite a fairly steep drop-off during early 2018, the average number of Bitcoin transactions per block has steadily increased throughout the network's history, from 1 in 2010 to more than 1,800 today. And second-layer protocols such as Lightning Network could allow this to scale much easier and much faster here, making it more useful for payments and microtransactions. Again, it goes on to not being really the cup of coffee cryptocurrency, but you can send huge amounts of it for very cheap, citing an instance here very recently this month. Almost $200 million worth of Bitcoin sent for less than 15 cents, right around 10 cents there. Of course, she's still very bearish on Bitcoin here, saying that before the Bitcoin price crested near an all-time high of 20,000, she called it a very highly speculative asset with a very small role in the financial system, saying, "I would simply say that Bitcoin at this time plays a very small role in the payment system. It is not a stable store of value, and it does not constitute legal tender. It is a highly speculative asset." Can't disagree there. This space is very speculative in nature. It's very new, and there's so much speculation going on. Can't really disagree with that. She's right. It does not mean that it's not a stable store of value, especially over the past few months. I think it's proven that it can be, especially as it gets bigger and bigger. As for payments, you can use it very effectively on hundreds of websites and thousands of places around the world, actually. So you can actually buy plenty of things with cryptocurrency, so I'm not sure what she's talking about. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Make sure to check out the links at the end of this video. Real quick, guys, I just wanted to add to the end of this video that over the past few days, I've been contacting dozens of different artists for their permission to use different tracks of theirs. And so I've set up a separate YouTube account featuring dozens of artists that I personally really like. Again, I've only added songs that I've gotten permission to from the artists. I reached out to probably around 75 so far, and I'm going to continue doing so. It's really cool. About 80 to 90% of the people that I reach out to are actually really cool with it. They all responded saying yes, and again, the people that either did not respond or said no are not featured on the channel. And yeah, the links are right here on the screen, so make sure to check it out. But yeah, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.